Have you ever felt as though you're drifting away during your meditation? Maybe you've had an out-of-body experience or even felt as though you were completely losing touch with your sense of self. This can be an unsettling experience, even a little scary. But if this has happened to you, you're not alone. Many meditators experience the same feeling. And the good news is, you can learn to stay anchored while meditating. And in this video, I'll show you how. As a meditation teacher with over 20 years of experience, I've guided countless students through this very same challenge. And I've experienced it myself as well. So today, I'm not just going to discuss theory, but I'm going to share real and practical techniques that have helped me and my clients to stay grounded even during the deepest stages of meditation. Oh, and if you love meditation content, please remember to subscribe and drop me a comment. I would love to hear from you. So, we're discussing losing yourself in meditation. My clients describe it this way. You sit down to meditate, and at first everything feels normal. You're just enjoying observing your breath, and then suddenly your mind starts to wander. You begin to feel disconnected, like you're floating outside of yourself. Maybe your thoughts become distant, or your body stops feeling real. And this can trigger anxiety, making you question if meditation is even right for you. For some, it can feel like dissolving into space. Others have described it as an eerie sense of detachment, as though they're watching themselves from the outside. And it's not always a peaceful experience. It can be disorientating and even frightening. But it is more common than you think, and it isn't actually a massive problem, just as long as you know how to handle it. All you need is what I call anchors. I'll explain exactly what an anchor is and how to use them in just a moment. But first, let's look at why we lose ourselves during meditation. It all comes down to how our brain processes deep focus. When we become too absorbed in a thought, a sensation, a spiritual experience, or, well, anything at all, we lose touch with everything else. If 100% of your mind is on one thing, none of your mind is on anything else. Too much of our attention goes to the one thing, and we totally lose touch with the environment, with our body, with ourselves. Now, in some traditions, this is actually a good thing. Indeed, it's sometimes a goal of meditation. In yogic meditation, for instance, we have samyama, which is when your mind becomes fully absorbed in an object. And that can be a good thing, but it can also be an uncomfortable thing that many people don't want to experience. So here is what's happening. Scientifically speaking, your brain's attention network gets so absorbed in internal experiences that it temporarily prevents you from being at all aware of your surroundings and of your body and of external reality. And that is similar to dissociation, which you might have heard me speaking about before. Psychologically, it's like getting lost in a dream. Your body awareness diminishes and you feel yourself drifting off, perhaps into those visions that many people have when they meditate. Spiritually speaking, some people do interpret this feeling of losing touch of themselves as a spiritual experience, perhaps as a form of expanded consciousness or touching a spiritual plane. While it can be profound, again, it can be uncomfortable. So let's quickly recap. The experience of losing yourself and of disconnecting is not unusual. And it does not mean that you are doing something wrong. All it means is that you need an anchor. So let's discuss exactly what an anchor is. An anchor essentially is anything that keeps you connected to your body, to the environment, basically to the present moment. If you think about a ship, think of your mind as a ship on the sea. Don't know where else a ship would be, but if the ship does not have an anchor, then it could become lost in the tide. But when the ship has an anchor, it can drop anchor whenever it wants, and that will prevent the ship from wandering too much. So basically having an anchor keeps your mind in the here and now, prevents your mind from wandering too much. There are 6 anchors that I would like to share with you today, and these will help you to stay grounded during even the deepest stages of meditation. And the first one is simply to open your eyes a little bit. When you meditate, just open your eyes about 10%. What that will do is it will provide you with a little bit of visual stimuli from the environment, just enough to remind your mind of where you are and what you're doing. Speaking of reminding yourself, that is our next tip. And this is something I do a lot with a lot of my clients in my lessons. Just remind yourself exactly what you're doing. Just say, I'm sitting with my feet on the ground, my sitting muscles on the chair, breathing and just observing my breath. So you're just reminding yourself of exactly what is happening, and that again helps to keep your mind on what's occurring in the here and now as opposed to getting lost. Label your mind wandering like you would do in Vipassana. Just say, my mind's wandering, now my mind's returning. That insight will give you more clarity about your own mental processes. Also, consider tapping and movements. Little physical stimuli, such as just tapping on your hands, rotating your wrists. It just gives you a little bit more stimuli from reality to, again, pull your mind back to the here and now. The ultimate anchor, of course, is the breath. Thich Nhat Hanh famously said, my feelings come and go like clouds in a stormy sky. Mindful breathing is my anchor. When you feel your mind wandering, just return to your breath. And finally, consider using a mala, which my friend Buddha is modeling for you right here. So a mala is basically a string of 108 beads. And all you do is you go from one bead to the next with each breath or mantra recitation. Now, the good thing about malas, they just give your hand, like, again, that little bit of tactile experience that keeps you grounded. And so, in summary, losing yourself in meditation is very common. I get emails from people around the world who are experiencing the same thing and wanting help with it all the time. It's very, very common. And it doesn't have to be a negative thing. Some people actually enjoy that feeling of drifting off somewhere. But perhaps you're not one of them, and that's totally fine. If you don't like that feeling of losing yourself, of drifting off to an alternative plane, then you can keep yourself in the here and now using anchors. And I've shared 6 of those with you. So with those 6 anchors, you will be able to experience even the deepest stages of meditation without feeling like you're totally losing yourself. Simply using a mala, using your breath, tapping, etc., helps you to stay present, connected, and in control. Now, while meditation is about exploring your inner world, that doesn't mean that you have to get lost in that inner world. You can stay in this world while exploring the inner world as well. And that's the best place to be when you have awareness and appreciation of both external and internal reality. So if meditation feels overwhelming or confusing, or you feel uncomfortable with your practice, then I'm here to help. Book a private session with me on thedailymeditation.com, and I will help you to go further in meditation and to love the experience. I'll drop a link in the comments for you. Finally, if you have found this helpful, please remember to subscribe and comment, and perhaps share with your friends and family who meditate. Thank you ever so much. I'll see you next time.